I got paid 11 bucks with a $90 tip. And if I don't get the tip, that's definitely tip baiting.
The Silver Dasher.
Morning. It's a Tuesday. I'm in my car. I decided I'm going to do a spark one more time. And the reason for that is I got some gear coming in today that's going to help me with my DoorDashing. So I want to wait until I get that gear and set it up, and then I'll do DoorDash tomorrow. I won't be doing Walmart Spark every day. I can tell you that, because even Walmart Spark, it takes a lot more work, especially for an older guy like me. There's some hoofing to do, especially if you're doing the shopping. But I'm still waiting on the $90+ tips that are being looked at. You know, they're unsecured, whatever they call it. So anyway, let's go ahead and get this the Spark app started, and so pick the time I'm going to end, and then see if we get anything on the way over there. So we'll see in a little bit. Well, just as I was pulling out and going down my driveway, got an order. It's a pickup. I think it's around $20 for 8 miles. So at least let's see how well pickups are done. Sunday, like I said, that was a cluster. I think it was a combination of being Sunday, people ordering, you know, ordering before church, and then coming after church to pick up, because that was a mess. I hope Walmart realizes what they're issuing. In fact, from what I've been told from one of the employees, they shut down the ordering system because it was overwhelmed. So anyhow, on the Walmart. See you in a little bit. Hi, this is Steve, your Spark driver. I got your supplies, your groceries for, just put them by the entrance door. Yes. Yeah, on the left side. Okay, so just sit on the left side by the entrance door on the left, on the ramp. Okay, I will do that. All right, thank you. Boy, that was a near disaster. You know, I said it was going to take 35 minutes. It didn't take 35 minutes. I had 3 drop-offs. I had a problem with scanning on the first one. And then the second one was to a business, and they had over 100 items, mostly fruit and lettuce. And it was to a business, and the business owners were not there. So I had to unload the entire car, because it took me a while to unload all their groceries. And by the time I was done with that, I only had 10 minutes to get to my final stop, or the order was canceled because of it's a perishables. But I got there in time, by 5 minutes. All right, puppy dog. You need to get out of the way. So, don't want to run over to the dog. So yeah, that was and I got 4 tubs in the back now, and that particular order took up 2.5. And it was all piled up, man. It was piled up high. Fruit. They must have bought out the entire store, because there were 10 cases of, 10 little boxes of strawberries, 10 boxes of raspberry. I mean, 4 boxes of kiwi, three huge bags of bananas. I mean, 15 bags of lettuce, of romaine lettuce. They must have bought out the whole store. So anyway, working my way back to Walmart. It's going to take about 14 minutes to get there. That was a pickup, At least I didn't have to go shopping and wear myself out shopping. So, but at least the pickup was somewhat less painful. But you're in trouble when the person's bringing the stuff out. So, I got another cart I got to bring out. Holy crap! So that was 3 drop-offs. So still waiting for confirmation of my tips from yesterday, especially it's over $100 worth of tips that haven't been confirmed. That's a lot. Especially $90 on that one big one that I had at the end. It was a large order and a medium order together. So if I don't get that tip, I'm gonna have to call about that and complain. Because that's, I got paid $11 with a $90 tip. And if I don't get the tip, that's definitely tip baiting. So anyway, on the way back to Walmart, it's been, there's no clouds in the sky, but it is cool. Of course, we're now in November, so it's going to get colder. Plus, the time change has affected a little bit. Get up in the mornings and it's not dark anymore. But unfortunately, on the way home, especially for my wife, it's now dark when she leaves school. So anyway, so here we go. See you in a little bit. Well, I picked up a little shopping order and got about 30 minutes before I ended, so it put me a little over, but at least I got a second order of the day before I take a break. So going shopping and then the customer. See you in a little bit. Well, I just dropped off that order. That was a simple order. There was no groceries involved. It was just all housewares, mainly just shelf liners and cutlery organizer and a small garbage can. So, well, I'm going to go home and take a break. What was funny though, as I was delivering from the front door, I can hear whoever was inside playing Ozzy Osbourne Crazy Train. And it's a very nice neighborhood, very nice houses. So anyway, I'm going to head home, take a break, and then we'll start this back up later for lunch. See you in a little bit. Well, I'm back home. Only had 2 orders this morning at Walmart. But hopefully I get more, and we'll see what happens. So anyway, I'm going to go inside, take a break, eat a little lunch, and then we'll start over again. So see you in a little bit. Welcome back. It's now 11 o'clock. I'm going to start our lunch spark and see what happens. I got the app here. Let's start it. It's going to ask me how long do I want to spark. All right, now it's looking for offers. So let's get started. So let's head to Walmart. See you in a little bit. Well, I just accepted a shopping which is 2 drop-offs. So I'm shopping for 2 customers. But looking at it, each customer only wants about 13 items each. So it's $27 for 9 miles, 10 miles actually. So let's go ahead and get this started and do the shopping and on to the customers. See you in a little bit. Whew, I finally dropped off those orders. Near disaster though. God, that's why I hate these double shoppings for 2 customers. You got one buggy because it's hard to keep items separated. Almost included a couple items of the second customer in the first customer's order. So, have to be a little bit more careful with that. But I do. What I did when I saw that, I verified, look at the pictures and verified that everything that I took to the first customer, that I took everything in there. But it was okay because there's only a few items. But if I get in one of those big items, that's going to be a lot tougher. So, actually, I wouldn't try to buy. I'm going to try to stay away from orders that high quantity, because that's a mess. So, anyway, so I'm done with that. So, a little bit further out than normal, but I've been out in this area. In fact, the neighborhood I just delivered to, I've been before as a DoorDasher. So back to Walmart we go. It's seems somewhat slow. What I don't get, I get there'll be what happened with the Spark app. A lot of times there'll be things will pop up, and I don't even get a chance to read it, and then all of a sudden they disappear. It's like it's a first come first serve, and it's like, and then like 2, 3 pop up, and then I don't even have a chance to look at it. So boom, 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 they're gone. It's like I guess some veteran Spark drivers, they go there and they just sitting there pounce on these accept but the ones I've accepted are the ones that gave me 30 seconds to accept or reject. So those pop-ups, man, they're hard to get. I don't know if they're worth it. Like I said, I don't even get a chance to see game details. I barely see the amount or the mileage, and then boom, they're gone. In fact, I saw one that was pretty decent. I hit accept, but then it said somebody had already accepted it. Crap. So anyway, heading back to Walmart. See you in a little bit. Well, I'm back at Walmart and I'm waiting. I found out about this app. There is no, either something's wrong with the app or something like that, but I don't get a chime or a sound. I have to constantly look to see if something pops up. I don't know if it's interference with CarPlay. It happened, if I had the car up and running, the CarPlay, I don't think it happened. And I made sure, the sound's up and all that. So a lot of times I miss something. But yeah, it's supposedly very busy according to the chart they got here. But I ain't getting anything. I've done 2 trips today. 3. 2 this morning and 1 this afternoon. And yeah, haven't done anything. So now it's just a waiting game. Oh, something came up. just for you. One drop off. I'll take it. Another shopping. 23 minutes. How many items? 5 items. Oh, not bad. So, all right. $15 for 3 miles. So, I'm going to take that, which I already did. So, anyway, well, off we go shopping. See you in a little bit. Getting my workout today. I think I delivered this person before as a DoorDasher. Well, that was a nice and easy delivery. Went shopping, it was only 5 items. $20 for 8 miles. Well, this is what I found, or I'm learning. All those offers, it says 25, 20, whatever. That's if the tips are fully processed. It's probably only half that for the base pay. So I have to wait 24 hours for the tips to be processed. And I'm seeing a lot lately. Well, it's supposed to be $6 or $7 tip. It winds up being like $1.22 or $2 or even less. So, yeah, like I said, but Walmart's a whole lot bigger than like Uber Eats. So they're allowing it, but I don't like it. So. And that customer I delivered to was to a regular apartment complex I always deliver to as a DoorDasher. In fact, I think I have delivered to that person as a DoorDasher. So, starting to get some familiar pattern. I think this is like 2 or 3 times I've gone to the same place. In fact, my very first Walmart Spark order was to a DoorDash customer that I had just delivered 2 days before. So, anyway, back to Walmart and hope we can get another order. See you in a little bit. Well, I just picked up an order. It's a pickup, so now I'll go out shopping. It says it's going to take 49 minutes because it's three stops. But they all are small amounts. That's for $22, but 10 of that is tips. So, but the reason I took it is, one, it's a pickup, so I don't have to. I need after that couple shoppings I've done, I'm kind of a little wore out. So, and plus, it took a while the last time. It took about 10-15 minutes to get an offer, and this was particularly for me. So, but $22, if I get the full thing, that's still over $20 an hour. So, anyway, so on to Walmart to do a pickup, and hopefully won't take too long, and we'll see in a little bit. Well, I've been sitting here for 15 minutes. In fact, I've been sitting here so long that I got the notification that I'm eligible for extended or extra pay because I'm waiting. And according to app, they're still packing it up. This is what happened on my very first day, which was a Sunday, which was a cluster, taking so many, I had her sat for an hour for one pickup, got canceled, and immediately picked up another one pickup, waited 30-40 minutes on that one, and it was canceled. And this is before I had to drive around the parking lot trying to get a pickup spot. It took me 20 minutes to get a pickup spot. So finally I got a shopping order. In fact, there was a Spark driver right next to me. They were waiting, and both our orders got canceled at the same time. But then we both got picked up a shopping right after that. They said that when I first started this, the Walmart app says we're not supposed to be parked in the pickup area while we're waiting for a job. And it tells you, it gives you on the app, move out of the zone or you're not going to get an offer, which I did. But in the middle of that disaster of waiting for an order for an hour and then cancel and another one cancel, I never moved from the spot. I was within a pickup reserved parking spot, and I was getting ready to move that second one. I was getting ready to move out. I said, "Wait a minute, let me just wait." And I told the Spark driver next to me, "Let's just wait for a second." Sure enough, boom, the shopping orders come up. Now, how come those shopping orders come up while we're in the no parking area if we don't have an order? So, something's fishy there. So, yep, still waiting. Let me do a refresh of the app that tells me if they're packing or it's ready. Come on. Been having a lot of problems with the app today. I've had to, we're having trouble loading the order status. And the app's been failing on me. I've had to restart it about 5 times today. Especially in the middle of, got another confirm for additional earnings. Yep, still packing up. I've had to close out of the app and restart, especially, and it was right in the middle of trying in checkout, the way the app works. Once you picked up all the items and you verified, and then it does the review process, and it's okay, you're ready to check out. And on your app, it pops up a barcode. And what you do is, you've probably seen people, when I first started seeing this, I was getting a little mad. But you see people who skip the line, so to speak, at the self-checkout, and they go to a register, and usually it has a lane closure on it. But what it is, that's the smart scan for the Spark drivers and other customers. So a little satisfaction of getting a little payback, telling those customers, please excuse me, and I'm going to go. Basically, you're going ahead of the line. I know that's silly, but you're on time. You're on a clock, especially when you got perishables. You're on the clock. That almost was a disaster this morning. I had that big order of over 90 items. It's all fruit, vegetables, and stuff. It was to a restaurant delivery, and I delivered it. And the owner of the restaurant, was not there to help me unload. I had to unload so it took me a long time to unload. It was like 30, 40 bags. It was over 90 items, and some of them were big stuff. And by the time I finished them, I was super late getting to the final destination. I wound up having exactly about 5 or 6 minutes before that order would be automatically canceled, because that order also had perishables. But I got there in time. So yeah, that was interesting. But now, still packing up. Yeah. This is it's a different world. In fact, I just got something from DoorDash. Let me see what that DoorDash thing just said. Well, look at there. Looks like they're changing the rules. Saw something about the shop and deliver. You got to have a 96 finding the original items, and that thing disappeared on me. That's not good. I wonder how that's going to work for shop delivery. You don't find, man, how can you keep a 96, find the original items, especially at Dollar General, when half the crap they got is gone or not in stock? Yeah, that's going to be a little interesting to happen. So, Anyway, still sitting and waiting. So we'll see how long it goes. I'll see you in a little bit. Well, that was a big old nothing burger. Order popped up and then it went away, but that order got canceled. Waited almost 45 minutes. And then one of those quick, first come first serve offers popped up. So, whew, well, I may call it a day. I got about 30 more minutes. No, I'm not going to take that. It's 14 drop-offs. It's $50, but 14 drop-offs, and it took almost 2 hours. No. There was another one there I tried to take, but it got taken. So anyway, I'm going to sit here for a little bit and see if I can get just a quick little order. If not, I'm going to head home. See you in a little bit. Interesting turn of events. Take a screenshot. Order got canceled, so I had to move out of the parking spot in order to see. That time that worked. Sunday, it didn't make me move out, and then I got canceled, and then I got another order after that second cancellation. But this time, when they canceled the order, I said, okay, you must move out of the zone where the pickup line parking spots are, which I did. And then all of a sudden, boom, 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 eventually a bunch of orders come up. A lot of them were, ASAP. Not specific for me, for anybody to pick up. So I picked up one. It was $8, 7 miles, 14 minutes, because I'm almost done. It's almost 3 o'clock. Come to find out, that order that was canceled, I had 3 customers on it. Well, this one is one of the customers that I was supposed to take. So the other 2, they split. I guess they split those orders off because and I think they only have 2 people bringing out stuff. And one of them walks with a limp. Poor guy. So yeah, they need to get their act together. And like I was talking to a customer, guy next to me, and he was there just as a customer.
Head west on Little John Drive, Vaughan Lane, toward you.
He was just there as a customer, and he'd been waiting for over an hour. So holy crap! And he'd been there twice. He had to take his wife back to work, so he had to come back, and according to what his customer app says, it was ready, but they haven't brought it out yet. So I don't know what the hell's going on. Pell City Walmart, you need to get your act together. Walmart Spark is supposed to be making more money, but not if you go and delay and bring stuff out. There's no use. People are going to complain. In fact, I encourage people to complain. In fact, I may complain myself. So, anyhow, I'm off to Lincoln, the land of the speeding ticket. And this is going to be it for me for today. I'm done. So, once I've dropped this off, I'm going to head home and get a summary of the day. So, see you in a little bit. Well, I dropped off that order to an RV park. In fact, I've been to this RV park as a DoorDasher, but to the main house. But yeah, I'm done. I'm done for today. In fact, I canceled an offer that just popped up with, I had 2 minutes left on my end time, but it was going to take another 40 minutes, and I said no, it wasn't worth it. It was like $10 for 15 miles, something like that. So no. So I'm done for today. I'm going to be door dashing tomorrow. My extra equipment that I ordered came in today according to message I got, and I'm gonna be door dashing. Tell you what, this is the difference about Walmart Spark. And people say in the long run you get more pay, and over the time difference, it's the offers are not as fast or as longer, because one offer can take you almost an hour from start to finish to complete, which is fine. But if you're taking the quote unquote $20+ offers, but there's a caveat to that. Even it looks like you're making over $20 an hour, but half that amount is in tips, and you may not get the tip. It's got to be resolved, or you may not get a full amount. So I've seen some of the tips that have been resolved from what I got, like $1.26, $1.77. The tips I've been seeing for a lot of these offers, if it's a $25 order, it's usually a $10 tip involved. But I'm gonna have to look at some of the screenshots that I do have, and compare to what I finally get, and see what the percentage of tips promised that I'm not getting. So right now, I'm gonna be honest, Walmart Spark and DoorDash in this area, it's kind of a toss-up. And I am having to work a little harder physically, which, as a retired person, it's a little hard. I'm not as young as I used to be, and I got all kinds of aches and pains, and I feel like I've run a marathon through that Walmart for the past 3 days. So the jury's still out. I may still do Walmart Spark, but I'm not going to do it maybe 2 days a week and do DoorDash for the rest. Like I said, it all depends. So anyway, I'm going to head home and give the summary of what today's totals are, both guaranteed money that I got and the expected tips. So anyway, see you in a little bit. Well, I'm finally home. It's been an interesting day. Between almost a disaster and delivering food this morning, I gotta be a little bit more careful with the double orders. In fact, I'm thinking I'm gonna order me a bag, just one bag that's big enough to fit in the cart, so that when I have 2 customers, I can make it a little easier to keep food separate. Make that a little easier, and also make sure when I'm bagging, double check everything, and if I can put the bagged items back in my big bag, then I know which items goes where. So anyway, this is one of the things I'm going to work out. So as far as today, Tuesday, I'm looking at the earnings breakdown, and this is where it's kind of awkward to find out. Going for the daily confirmed earnings for today, it's $174.56. But that includes, though, the resolved tips from yesterday, which I'm happy to say that $90 tip that I got. That it was confirmed, and I found out it's kind of hard to. I can't download. I got to figure out a way to get this data, but I can look. I'm on the OnePay app, and it shows, and it has a listing of what payments I got, but it gives me the date and time. That not the order number, just the date and time. But on the app, I get the order number and the date and time, and I was able to match based on date and time that I did get the full tip of that. That was $100. That was a $100 order, and I only got paid immediately $11 right away, and then it was processing the $90 tip. But today I got my tip, so I'm happy about that. So as far as the week, let's see here, from last week, which was only work Sunday, that was considered last week. I had $101 there. And this week was considered, which starts on, I think it's Monday. So confirmed weekly earnings, it's $304, but I'm still waiting on $29 in tips. So in just 3 days of working, close to $400. So not too bad. It's just awkward how to figure out the earnings. And it's all because of the Walmart, they'll process the tips in 24 hours. So this is something to have them get used to and figure out. So anyway, hope you enjoyed coming along with me, the adventure, especially the past 3 days. Definitely go be door dashing tomorrow. I just got, like I said earlier, I got some equipment that's going to help me with my door dashing, and I will start trying it out. So if you like the video, please select like and to help promote it. And if you like what I'm doing with the channel, I urge you to subscribe to it and help me beuld this channel. And if you've subscribed, I thank you. I really do. My subscribers is slowly growing, and I appreciate that. And the comments coming in, please comment on the channel. Both criticism, praises, helpful hints. I'll welcome all comments, because this is being retired and doing this gig work. It's different, especially when I've been a software engineer for 35 years, and then getting out there and moving. I will tell you this: I've been more active. I've been having sore feet the past 3 days. So anyway, going DoorDash tomorrow. So going to call it an evening and get ready. So we will see you tomorrow.